Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on our last virtual user group for 2023. This has been a great year for IBI. We've had a lot of exciting announcements for you guys. We've shown y'all a lot of really cool things that have come out this year. And we're excited to keep the momentum coming. We've got a lot coming in 2024. And we're super excited that you guys are still on this journey with us and continuing with your support and your everlasting love for IBI and WebFOCUS. So with today, we have a couple familiar faces on the line. As you guys know, Angie and Santosh, they are our resident go-to experts. We also have Paul Thompson on the line today. He is a special guest from our marketing team. Paul's going to be showing you guys a little bit, a sneak peek into our new website. So we're excited to share that with you guys. That is launching this week. Paul, is that correct? Yes. So we're excited to be able to show you guys a little bit of that today. Some quick housekeeping rules, and then we'll get started. Just as a reminder, guys, this is being recorded. So you will receive a copy of the recording within 24 hours. It will also be posted to the IBI.com website under the resource section, as well as our YouTube channel. So those are different places that you guys can check out the recording after we're done. If you have any questions for our panelists today, please submit those through the Q&A. We will be monitoring that and answering those questions for you guys. So again, all questions through the Q&A. And all right, and then let's get started. As usual, I have a couple of things to share with you guys. Whoops, wrong slide to start on here. And let's go to slideshow mode. All right. So as I mentioned, we have Santosh and Angie on the line today with our special guest, Paul Thompson. And we are going to be talking to you guys about the best, IBI, the best of 2023. So we're going to be highlighting some of our top presentations that we've shown y'all this year, some of the top features. Angie's going to do a little live demo as well. You also may be getting a sneak peek into what's to come in 2024. And then Santosh will also be covering some of the top features and announcements from the DI side. And then again, Paul will be covering and showing you guys a sneak peek of our website. So IBI.com, again, this is your go-to place. So if you are looking for all things IBI, this is where you guys should go. We no longer post on tibco.com. You will not find anything on tibco.com. So please be using the IBI.com website for all your IBI needs. This is where you'll find your products and solutions, the customer stories. Under the resource section is where you will always find your on-demand webinars, so the recording of Focus Fridays, the recordings for the virtual user groups, recordings for partner webinars, things like that. That's where all of those recordings will be posted. Under the events section is where you'll find upcoming events that we have. So any user groups that are coming up, Focus Fridays coming up, special webinars, the roadshow calendar will be posted under the events section. So that's where you'll find all the upcoming events. You will still be able to access support through the IBI.com page. And Paul will kind of show you where some of this stuff is in the demo coming up. This is still the old look, but again, just reiterating to you guys that IBI.com is where you need to be going when you're looking for all things IBI. So I'm not going to take too much of Paul's thunder because I really want him to show the new website coming up. So I'll stop there on the website stuff. Again, coming soon. Paul's going to show you that here shortly. To finish out 2023, we have today's virtual user group. You also have one more Focus Friday from the Walters and Mark on December 15th. And then next week, we will have a special webinar that we are doing with Galileo around mapping out your data. So advance your geoanalytics strategy. Can't speak this morning. So if you'd like to join that webinar, the registration is open. Just feel free to go out to the events page and register for that. And that'll wrap up for 2023. So looking ahead to 2024, we are working on getting all of our events scheduled out. So we will have those on the new website. So you'll be able to see dates and things. But what you can expect is the virtual monthly virtual user groups will continue. So each month we'll have, like we've been doing this year, there will be a topic around WebFOCUS or DI, MDM, iWay. We'll be covering all those topics. The Focus Fridays will continue with Mark, the Walters and Mark. So you will continue to see those. And then, as we have mentioned several times, our 2024 roadshow. So we're bringing a mini summit to you. So we will have those cities and dates posted here within the next few weeks before the month is over. You will have the calendar of where those are happening. And if you want to get a head start on registering, and if it's a city that is not near you and you are interested in traveling to that city, you can go ahead and make those arrangements and start talking to your management team about how you can get there. These roadshows will mimic a mini summit. You will have the breakout sessions. You will have some hands-on labs. You'll have time with some experts that we'll have on site. It will be an opportunity for you to network with your peers as well as other IBIers. And so again, it'll be just a smaller, condensed version of a summit for a one-day event. So be on the lookout for those cities and dates. Again, they will be posted to the website before the month is over. Community, we are excited. We are bringing a new community, and maybe Paul can quickly touch on that here when he speaks in a little bit too. We do have a new community coming. It is going to be an IBI only community. So kind of like think back to the world when we had my IBI. You will have your own space again. We will no longer be sharing with TIBCO. But in the meantime, until that community is launched and ready to go, if you are still looking for information or still want to be a part of the community, we do still have our portal out here on the TIBCO community under the WebFOCUS portal. So this still is available to you to use if you would like to for the time being. If you're looking for the IBI products and services. If you're looking for any kind of knowledge or engagement, we do have the discussion threads out there. So again, this still is available to you right now, and all of this information will be migrated over into our new IBI community. And like I said, we're excited for this to launch soon. We'll be able to share more. We'll be able to show you some screenshots and kind of walk through stuff as this develops over the next month or two. Getting social with us. I know a lot of you guys already subscribe and follow us on our social channels, but if you don't, please do. This is where we post a lot of our stuff that's coming up. So LinkedIn, X, formerly known as Twitter, and our YouTube channel are all three places that we are pretty active on and continue to post. So be sure to follow us on these. And then last but not least, the Tech Refresh Program. You know, a lot of you guys are still interested in upgrading to WebFOCUS 9. We have the 9.3 launch coming soon in 2024. So as we're rolling out these new versions, I'm sure you guys want to get upgraded so that you can benefit from all of this. So if you are looking to upgrade, Dan Ortolani's team, they run the Tech Refresh Program. This is an effective, fast, and pain-free upgrade to the WebFOCUS 9 in a 3-stage process. If you guys are interested in this, we are happy to get you in touch with Dan's team. They can walk you through what this looks like, what's best for your organization. Just please maybe make a note on the evaluation form, or you can just send myself a note or reach out to Dan personally if you guys know him, but we'll definitely get you in touch with the team. Happy to get this going for you guys if you're interested in upgrading to WebFOCUS 9. Also with Academy, again, we are still on the TIBCO Academy for some of our training and education. We are working on moving that into our own IBI world. So we will be able to offer in 2024 some training and education that will be specific for IBI. So again, a lot of great things coming in 2024. We're happy, as we've stated all year, IBI is back, guys. And so just give us a minute to get readjusted so that we can provide all of the things that we used to provide to you guys back in our IBI world and our IBI platform. So in the meantime, though, there are a few classes out there. Again, here, if you'd like to, if you need to access them, they are still out there on the TIBCO Academy. All right, that is all from me. So I'm going to stop sharing and turn it over to Angie. We're going to get started. And Angie, I believe we were going to push out a poll. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, Santosh and I have prepared sort of what we think was the best of IBI from 2023, but we wanted to hear from all of you and get your opinion. what is the best from IBI that you've seen this year? It could be a session you attended, a feature and a release that you like. Open-ended, take your whatever you feel is good feedback here. Yeah, definitely curious for your answers.
We have pushed that poll out, guys. You should see that on your screen. If you want to take a quick moment to answer. You want to see what they have said, Angie?
Yeah, you want to pick out a couple of the results?
Let's see here. Oh. All right. We have data integrator, learning about data profiling, designer integrator, all the App Studio options, upgrades to designer, closing the gap with App Studio, the Focus Fridays, interaction, new functionality in designer, the designer new things, new product introductions, all the new features now in designer to replace App Studio, the 9.2, new mapping capabilities, and just the fact that we're having regular and frequent webinars.
Yeah, fantastic. I love hearing that there's lots of designer in there, especially the ones that are closing the gap. That's been such a big focus for us overall. Yeah, so happy to hear those things, that you like those as well. All right, so I'm going to get sharing and go over what I think was the best of 2023 from at least from a WebFOCUS, Focus, and Open Data Hub for Mainframe perspective here. Let me get through the first couple slides. So one of you said release 9.2. I agree. So for WebFOCUS, we released version 9.2 in spring of 2023. It was a really big release for us overall. Lots of designer updates, and I would say in probably 2022, we covered some of the major functionalities. And so 2023, we got to really focus on those smaller gap items, all those things that you guys were mentioning in that poll, of some of those gaps from App Studio, some from InfoSys, being able to pull those things into Designer and have that available in Designer. So some things there were the complex filter expressions, unformatted output formats, new enhancements for the multi-layer maps, and also some custom JavaScript validation we added for the designer pages in 9.2. We also had a big year for data science. We released the explainability and machine learning functions, and also improved the natural language queries NLQ pieces there. That's going to continue. Very excited for that. And then in that last column there, I highlighted what I think is the biggest feature from our 9.2 release, the white labeling functionality that we added into WebFOCUS. We also did some updates for our Git integration, and also some new options in the portal as well for the designer portals. But white labeling, to me, was the biggest one that we had. So anyone who was not familiar with it or has not had a chance to test it out on release 9.2 yet, white labeling gives you the ability to change the look and feel of your WebFOCUS environment. And so that's a very broad statement, because it actually does cover a lot of different things there. You can change the colors. We have lots of different, really you can use any hex colors, HTML colors that you want. We have some previews here that our UX team came up with. You can also change the logos in your environment. So if you wanted to, say, rebrand, instead of IBI WebFOCUS Hub, you wanted to put your company name up there instead, you can do that. You can also change the logos of the hub, the designer tool itself, the reporting server tool where you have your data flows and some of your other data functionality. You can also change the favicon across the entire environment as well. Talking about it's great, but let me just do a quick demo of it for you guys as well. So I may have to refresh because I loaded this about an hour ago, so I may have gotten timed out. And Zoom is going to, of course, slow things down as well. So while that's loading, a couple of the reasons that we wanted to introduce white labeling, and from the feedback we've received, why it's been really popular, it really talks to the way that WebFOCUS can be embedded or included in a broader company-wide application that you may have. WebFOCUS may just be one of several tools and utilities that you have in your company. And it's great to have WebFOCUS, all the functionality that's there, but we really focus, sorry for the pun, I do it all the time, we really focus on creating a unified user experience and easy workflows across applications. We do it in WebFOCUS all the time. We modify our tools so that you can easily go from one tool to another, but it's also really great if you can do that from WebFOCUS to your other applications as well. So something simple like branding and colors, your logos, that helps with that transition and makes it a really smooth transition process between your tools. So here I am on the WebFOCUS Hub. The white labeling options are available to administrators in our management center area. To turn on white labeling, just a very simple checkbox at the top. And then, like I said, here's where you can change all of your logos and text titles as well. So I'm going to make a couple of changes here. I have a couple files ready. So I can change my favicon. I can change my logo for the hub. And I can change the text that shows up in the browser tab as well. After I make these changes and I click save, you can start seeing them immediately. So you see my new logo here up in the banner, you see my new favicon in the browser tab, and also the new text in the browser tab as well. And like I said, you can do this for the hub, the WebFOCUS homepage, the reporting server, and designer. The other big piece that you can change is the color palette. So if I come over here to the color palette tab and I want to say change the background of this header up here, I can put in some other hex value. I'm going to choose a red color. I click save. I'm seeing that immediately. I'm seeing my changes. What's very special about white labeling is that I'm seeing these changes immediately while I'm playing around and testing with this. Not everyone is seeing my changes. It's just for me right now. It's not until I actually hit publish that everyone else will start seeing this as well. So I can play around as much as I want, test out different options. Won't affect anyone else until I hit that publish button. So something else that we did with the colors is that you can actually download or upload the colors as well. So say I've been working in my development environment, maybe 3 levels down from my production, and I've changed all the colors, I have everything the way I want it to look. I can say download, and that's going to come up with a text file that has, I just realized I'm not going to be able to share the text file on the screen, but it has a list of all of the properties that we have here and their associated hex codes. What that lets me do is I can reuse that file in all of my other applications as well. So, for example, in another environment, I set up with a really pretty green color scheme, and now I want to apply it to this environment. I can say upload, choose my green text file that has all those properties. And if you notice, it changed all of these values to some of these green colors. I click save because I want to see it take effect. And now I have all those colors applied across all of WebFOCUS. And I really do mean across all of WebFOCUS here as well. So I've only been showing you the hub, but even if I go into Designer and actually, let me open up the assemble mode instead. Sorry, give me 1 second. It's been extra slow for Zoom because I'm on my local machine install here. Button typed out again. Okay, well, I'll try to pull that up in a second, but just to continue my train of thought here, it really does apply to all of WebFOCUS. So the text colors that I have, the hover states that I have, even on all of my buttons, the background of those buttons, the hover states, everything in WebFOCUS is covered we go, covered by these variables, different sets of variables, and we describe too what those variables apply to. So let me look over in Designer here, and you see my favicon has taken effect. If I had changed the text on that first page of the tab title for Designer, it would have shown up here. And then here in Designer, you see my green colors have come through again. So my banner at the top has those colors, my different areas on the side, all of my buttons across the top here, all of those things are picking up that green coloring. So, like I said, once I've made all my changes, I want to show it to everyone else in the environment. I can say publish, and that's going to give me a nice little confirmation saying everything has been published to the rest of your users. Once it's been published, I can go in and change other things here. Maybe I want to test out some other color scheme, maybe like a orange and black color scheme instead. I could save it for me. No one else is going to see it until I actually publish it. But what happens if I played around with it, I don't like what I'm doing, I want to go back to what was published, I can click on this revert to last published, and it's going to reset me back to whatever was last published. Great, fantastic. But now I want to really just start from scratch, wipe everything out, start over completely. How do I do that? That's this reset to default button. Internally, I kept calling it like our factory reset button on white labeling. So when I click this reset to default, everything's going to go back to the original colors. All my logos and favicon and text is all going to go back to the original IBI WebFOCUS as well. So white labeling, I think, was probably one of our coolest features that we had for this year. But we did actually release a couple other things. So in particular, in the fall, we released IBI Open Data Hub for Mainframe. So this was a new product offering for us for IBI. It's exclusively for mainframe customers, people who have data on or content on a mainframe. And we have sort of two variations of it. So IBI Open Data Hub for Mainframe has, it really allows you to connect to any visualization tool. We, of course, prefer you use WebFOCUS, but if in your environment you're using WebFOCUS in addition to other tools, all your users now can access the same data, access the same content. You don't have to have multiple sets of data or multiple data repositories that each group is reporting from. So, like I said, two flavors of it. IBI Open Data Hub for Mainframe provides a server that can access the data and content on the mainframe, and then ODBC and JDBC connectors that allow those third-party tools to access that information as well. We also offer a WebFOCUS add-on as an option. So the IBI WebFOCUS Open Data Hub for Mainframe add-on, it includes just those ODBC and JDBC connectors because you already have a server as part of WebFOCUS. You don't need to have a second one just to use it. And then this last slide, you're going to see something similar to this in Santosh's presentation as well. It's going to look like he copied me, but it's actually the reverse. He set it up in his presentation. I thought it was a great idea, so I copied him. So recapping what we've done between those releases. So we had two feature releases, the WebFOCUS 9.2.0 and Open Data Hub for Mainframe. We also, in addition to those, released 6 service pack releases across our various release numbering. So there was a couple of 9.1 service packs and 9.0 service packs. Across all of those releases, we implemented 438 new features this year. So far, I'll say, because we still have about a month left of time for us to work on some more. And then 521, I call them backports, but these are things that we developed in our latest release. But then some of you customers said, hey, I really need that functionality back in release 9.1, or this fix, I absolutely have to have it in my current environment that is on 9.0 instead. And so total, we've done 521 fixes to all of our releases, distributed out to all of you guys this year. And that's it for my recap. So I will hand over to Santosh then. He can cover some of the exciting things not related to WebFOCUS. Let me just check, were there any questions?
Yeah, I was going to say, before we switch over to Santosh real quick, were there any questions for Angie or anything that you guys may want her to revisit real quick? We do have the time today, and I want you guys to get the most out of this. So any questions for Angie around the WebFOCUS, anything you'd like her to touch on, revisit, please submit that now.
I don't see any coming in.
All right. Well, if they do, Angie, you can just take them from the Q&A.
Yep. I'll respond in the chat, or maybe hold them till the end and answer a couple at the end as well.
All right, Santosh, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Angie. Let me start sharing my screen and get a confirmation that you can see my screen. Quick confirmation, you see my screen?
Yep, all good.
All right. Where do I start? It was a big year for us. But before I go there, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you or good evening. Thank you for joining our last virtual user group, hopefully the last virtual user group for 2023, unless we invite you to a Christmas party. As you can see, we had a pretty busy, productive, and in many ways a very successful year. We had 12 different product releases. I'm covering most of the data products, unlike Angie, who has two major releases. We have different cadences across the different data products. So we had 12 different product releases, ending the year with one major launch, which was IBI Data Intelligence. If you have attended our last month's virtual user group, we were about to officially release that. That product is out, and I'm very happy to announce that that's one of our biggest releases we have done this year. We have rolled out quite a few features, and most, if not all of them, were directly or indirectly influenced by our customers. That's you. So let's take a quick recap at each product area, and then we'll look at the road ahead. Data Migrate, flagship data integration tool, has been around for years. Underwent some significant enhancements. We did improve the performance. We had a lot of usability and functional improvements. And you can see there's a lot of things that we have delivered this year, but I will highlight two top features, which talking to Greg and some of the other PMs had the highest impact. I think partitioning is a really important addition that utilizes the automatic bin detection and parallel processing. It substantially improves the overall efficiency of data load jobs. We have quite a few new features that are ready to be rolled out next year that will even further enhance the performance of data loads. The second one that I would like to highlight would be the ability to add nodes. Adds a completely new dimension to your flow documentation. You can not only add nodes to your flows, but individual nodes to each object. This results in improved self-documentation capabilities, empowers your users to understand, debug, and manage your flows with greater clarity, makes your flows more transparent and manageable. Overall, we made some significant steps across the board. If you look at connectors, we have all kinds of new functions available. Did optimize the data load options and data flow, cross DBMS, joint performance improvements. But overall, the performance and functionality of our data integration tools, we made significant progress towards that. And what we are looking forward is to have a fully integrated data migrator solution as part of IBI Data Intelligence early next year. It's part of IDI, but we are going to containerize it. We are going to enable the same seamless user experience for data migrator users starting next year. Moving on, within the application integration space, we have taken a significant stride toward modernization. We have dedicated a lot of our efforts to revamping the UIs, enriching the overall user experience, and providing a more contemporary and easy to use user experience for our ISM users. Two top features, again, that's coming from Debbie and the PMs for ISM and the engineers from ISM. Step debugger. This was a highly requested feature, and it addresses one of the highly requested features for ISM. It allows users to debug process flows directly in the IoT design time environment. What it does is users can seamlessly step through various steps in debug mode, inspect the document contents, evaluate variables in scope, set breakpoints, override variables, variable values, manipulate the current document, do a lot more. And it introduces a new level of precision and control, so users can diagnose, refine their integration processes in the design time. The second cool addition, or there were lots of cool additions, but the second one that I want to highlight would be the applications summary report that allows users to document their applications and all of their components. This, again, helps you have a insightful overview of your applications. It helps you capture all the components within your integration framework. And finally, as a sneak peek into our ongoing efforts to modernization of UIs, a brand new user interface for trading partner manager is set to go live later this week, I would say. And this update promises a fresh and enhanced interface for TPM users. You can see a sneak peek on the top of this slide, top right corner. It will enhance that user experience. It will give you more intuitive functionalities, more visually appealing experience. The next one is data quality. We had a very successful launch of our brand new data quality product that replaced OmniGen DQ late last year. We have made lots of impactful features. We have added lots of impactful features and enhancements that further elevate the product's capabilities and provide much more intuitive user experience. And top two features that I would recognize that have the most or the biggest impact would be ticket management and hot deployment of Python scripts. Ticket management feature is actually a unique approach that we have brought to the table here that summarizes and manages your users your data quality issues. Instead of overwhelming our users with hundreds and thousands of individual tickets, this feature consolidates them into a finite number of tickets so you can easily track and manage them. Also, it gives users a nice little web UI as an extension of your rules, where you can go and define your remediation criteria when you want a ticket to be generated, what's the severity level, who it should be assigned. And on the other side of that is when it's assigned to a user, we have created a business process workflow to track the progress on that ticket. So that was a big impactful feature for this year. The other one that I think is a really cool innovation and that significantly cuts down your development and deployment time, especially for users who are trying to implement their custom DQ logic, would be the hot deployment of Python scripts. Instead of going the route of creating a proprietary design time tool where you users have a steep learning curve, we focused on enabling your developers with Python. And why Python? Python has a great community. It has a lot of pre-built packages, reusable code. We have ourselves seen some of the most complex data quality requirements from our customers. We have implemented them in less than a few lines of code. And some of this code could be auto-generated using GenAI powered code assistant services. So with this feature, what your developers can do is they can submit a custom Python script, and the system will do the backend processing, deploy the packages, install the script, and generate RESTful endpoints. So those endpoints can be registered within DQ as a widely accessible DQ service. And then you can start building rules on top of those services. And then one of the things that we have accomplished this year is across the stack, we have enabled wider adoption of DQ. And that we did through almost integrating every product with IBI data quality. So you have ISM plugins, you have OmniGen and MDM interacting directly with DQ. And we have in our pipeline data migrator feature that will also allow you to bring in PQ rules in your flows. So look forward to that. Moving on, master data management. It was really a transformative year for MDM because we successfully integrated our OmniGen, our powerful data orchestration engine, OmniGen, with MDM. So we can now bring the best of both worlds to our customers, which means you can now leverage powerful features and functionalities of both the engines. Top two features, and beyond everything that you have been experiencing, whether you're an MDM or OmniGen customer, two top features that I'm really excited about is the AI-enabled matching. Traditionally, match case creation involved intricate knowledge of tools, data domains, matching concepts. And these projects used to be extremely complex. We had to bring in SIs. Sometimes it took months to implement and very difficult to manage and maintain over the period of your production lifespan. So we decided to augment our match capabilities or by bringing in an AI-enabled match engine. So instead of defining these complex rules or writing these match cases, you can now interactively label pairs of records. You bring in a sample data set. We do the blocking and tackling. We'll ask you questions, or the engine will ask you questions. Are these a pair of records that match? Are these a pair of records that do not match? If you're not sure, you can also say, I'm not sure. And based on your responses, machine learning, our proprietary machine learning algorithm will learn from those user inputs and create a match prediction model. And obviously, as your data changes, your matching requirements change, you can go back and retrain that prediction model. You can move that prediction model through your different instances, MDM instances, and migrate them from dev to test to UAT and production. And building on that AI-enabled matching feature, we have also enabled a AI-assisted auto merge feature, which takes the next step in automating that data management process. As the match engine will start predicting and identifying duplicate records and organize those records into match groups, this feature will streamline the resolution process by automatically merging or resolving duplicate records into a golden record. So these two features are going to accelerate your deployment development time for your MDM projects. It was going to significantly reduce the manual intervention steps. And we believe this is going to significantly accelerate your time to value. And as we look ahead, we're going to consolidate. We're going to consolidate a lot of features between the two engines. We're going to streamline them and further simplify MDM features, which will also include a completely revamped, refreshed UI for MDM. That's coming out first half of next year. A lot of you guys have heard about pattern search. Some of you are users of pattern search, but it's a very powerful search engine. And we extensively use it in MDM for both matching and searching capabilities. So two top features that were requested for patterns. One was a durable data feature. It's a significant feature because it transforms patterns from a transient to a persistent storage solution, which ensures that patterns retains data across restarts. Users can rely on patterns to store and preserve critical information even in the face of unscheduled system restarts, making this engine more reliable and robust. Second one is a more performant. It's called candidate. A performance-oriented feature is called candidate trimming. This is specifically designed to optimize your search speed. In scenarios where you have extremely large number of candidate records that match a given search criteria, this trimming feature will come into play. It will intelligently trim down the pool of candidate records, dramatically improving your search speed, ensuring you get the most accurate and relevant results faster, more efficient manner, in a more responsive UI. And again, patterns and MDM, as we unify these products under data intelligence, you'll start seeing a lot more simplification in how you have been interacting with these products. So we'll further simplify, we further enhance and bring intelligence through data profiles, bring intelligence through predefined templates, bring intelligence through the metadata that we start organizing behind the scenes. And finally, we ended the year on a very high note. I said we were super excited with the launch of our brand new unified data management product. This is your what I call the data flywheel that will power your data strategy. We have packaged powerful data integration tools that will connect your diverse applications and create a unified data ecosystem. We have a fast, scalable ETL engine, so you can transform and move data between the systems. We have strong defense and data quality to consistently improve and cleanse and validate, enrich your data. We have powerful matching algorithms that will aggregate and unify your data. We have we can harmonize that information to canonical data entities, manage the relationships between those entities, and add more business context and relevance. We have a very scalable and intelligent search engine that helps your consumers find and access those critical business assets that they need. And then we have created a robust data governance framework where you can not only deploy customized workflows, but also enforce policies and ensure compliance. And the big thing here is we're not just bringing you a unified product. We strongly believe this is also where we will be able to offer the best value for our customers. How you will have now, if you are on IBI Data Intelligence, you have unrestricted access to the entire data management portfolio. Everything we have to offer today, plus all the new features, capabilities we will be rolling out in the near future. You have the agility to scale up your data operations. You don't worry about additional software licenses. You don't worry about processor-based restrictions. You can scale up your data operations on demand. You have the centralized command and control, centralized user management features, seamless navigation through single sign-on. We have created a lot of reusable components across the stack. You can start building and deploying faster than before. We have reduced the technical barriers to adoption. A lot of these features are now available through web-based no-code UI. And we want our users to be more independent, more successful. We want to see more rapid adoption of these features, better collaboration, both between the technical community of users and their business partners. We are delivering this as a fully integrated product, which means it's a very simplified and cloud-native deployment. And we have rolled out a simplified pricing model. So you can start with the plan that best suits your current needs, but you can upgrade to a higher tier when your usage exceeds the plan thresholds. Now, finally, looking ahead, as part of our commitment to modernization, we'll continue to create a seamless and unified user experience across all our products. Our goal is that users will no longer need to learn unique tools and processes. Instead, they will naturally acquire knowledge as they interact with this unified platform. As you navigate through the features and functionalities, you are able to bring together a collaborative team of developers, collaborative team of analysts and business users, and foster that collaborative experience through intuitive and user-friendly experiences. We're going to roll out fully containerized applications for ISM and Data Migrator. These containerized applications will be seamlessly integrated into our IDI stack. Further enhances your deployment flexibility, scalability, and consistency. So you can easily maintain and scale your infrastructure to align with your business and data needs. Next one, the big one that's going to be high on our radar would be the foundation. We created a foundation in IDI that enables us to tap into the metadata across all of these applications. So we can now create that unified metadata management layer. This layer will not only centralize that metadata, but also have the capability or give us the capability to activate and operationalize that metadata through machine learning algorithms. And we intend to harness those insights through these algorithms. We want to provide those insights to our users These insights could be valuable in terms of automating tasks, optimizing processes, or even just giving intelligent data-driven recommendations. And finally, we do recognize that the importance of smooth onboarding. We are dedicated to simplifying the onboarding paths for your data, your people, and your processes, whether it's introducing new data sources or integrating additional team members, streamlining workflows. Our goal is to reduce complexity, enhance efficiency across the board so users can quickly and effectively integrate new elements in the system. So we would be focused on bringing out new resources, newer ways of presenting the features that come out in IDI, minimizing the learning curves and accelerating that time to value. With that, I'll conclude my part of the presentation. Happy holidays to you and your family. We'll see you next year fully recharged and ready to conquer the next big data challenge. Back to you, Shay.
Great, thank you, Santosh. You do have a couple of questions. Let's see. Is there going to be any training material available for the new data intelligence and DQ products?
Yes, so IBI DQ has training materials already available in the academy. We are working on IDI, but as we go and refresh all of the material from our past, it is going to take us a few weeks, but we are going to roll out starting early next year. You are going to see a lot of training and enablement material that are externally focused.
Great, thank you. I'm not sure with Mark's question if he's having a conversation with Angie about something in WebFOCUS or if this was something towards you with JavaScript. Angie, is that something you're discussing with Mark? Okay, thank you, Mark. Thank you for clarifying. Okay, any other questions for Santosh? Donna, I see that you did raise your hand, but if you have a question, if you want to submit that through the Q&A, we can answer it there. All right, well, while we're waiting for those to come through, Paul, you are up, sir. Would you like to show these wonderful people a little sneak peek of our new website?
Yes, I will. Thanks, Shay. Thanks, Angie. Thanks, Santosh. It really has been a very big year for IBI in 2023. As you can see, from a product point of view, Angie and Santosh have set it out pretty well. On the marketing side, we've worked very hard this year to really make the IBI brand be front and center. As many of you know, we launched a new website at the start of 2023. So I'm very excited to be here to give you a sneak peek into our new version 2 website, which is actually going live tomorrow. I'm going to show you some of the staging version is getting pushed to production later today, and you'll be able to access it and have a good look around it tomorrow. So just let me share my screen here and give you a little look. As I said, it is getting pushed to production today. So if it's slightly glitchy, it's probably because the guys are working on it in the background. This is the home page here. As you can see, nice fresh look in here. You can see some of our products there clearly visible. And everything we wanted to do with this website was to raise the bar on the look and the feel and the usability and the experience of using the website to really make it simple. Now, it is not the finished article. There's many things we're still working on, but for Go Live, we're excited with what we've got. I'll kind of fly through it just to give you an idea of where things are and what you can kind of do with it. So this is kind of the main homepage landing page. And scroll down here a little bit and learn about some of our different solutions. Obviously, AI-powered analytics, some of the different data solutions, and then into cloud solutions as well. Some of these links here will take you directly to our solutions pages. I'll show you those now in a second. Keep scrolling down here, a little slider here, which talks about some of our main products. So you can see here, this one is WebFOCUS. So we can move the zoom window out of the way. And this one goes into data intelligence. You just heard Santosh talking about. And this one here relates to Open Data Hub for mainframe. Keep on scrolling down, talks a little bit about some of our numbers and highlights a few of our customers. Here's Air Canada Cargo, and you can read the full customer story. Here's AutoZone, again, same thing. And here's Kinte. You can see it highlights some more of the customer stories, and you can click through to the customer story page to actually see the full list. Towards the bottom here, or highlight, and you can get through to the conversation that's happening in the community. Now, you heard Shay talk about the community. We are actively working on updating the community page. So this will still take you to the current community, which is linked and on the TIBCO community. I received the staging version of our new community this morning. So we're actively working on it. We're hoping to get that launched for you as soon as we can in 2024. So we're still working off the old one, so just be aware of that. This takes you through to our events page and some of our on-demand webinars, and obviously then through to our Contact Us page as well. As you can see, it's all nice and clean, cleanly branded. Obviously, all of our cloud software group is here, and our social links, and some of our Trust Center links are here as well. So I want to just show you, this is just the home page. I want to show you one of our solution pages. So if we go in here to, for example, the data management page, wait a second here. So this is the data management solution page related to obviously all the data management related products. You can see it's a link through to the data intelligence product page. It actually talks through a little bit some of the different sort of key elements around data management that we're known for as well. You can have a good look through that. Here's some of the different advantages, and there's the data sheet for data intelligence that you heard Santosh talking about earlier as well. So that's the data management solutions page. I am moving through this relatively quickly, but as I said, tomorrow you'll be able to look through it at whatever pace you want. Let me just show you a product page here. So we'll take WebFOCUS. As you can see, we have a nice little GIF or a GIF, depending on how you want to pronounce it here of WebFOCUS. These are New York City Airbnb listings. You can see it just dynamically moving and changing there, which is quite nice. AutoZone here is a customer story that you can check out. Scrolling down a little bit more, this links you through to our technology refresh program that you're all familiar with. Shay was talking about it earlier. And then goes through some of the different sort of key features of WebFOCUS and what it does and how it works with some nice screenshots. And then obviously the key capabilities of WebFOCUS down here as well. Into some of the resources. All of these resources sit in our resource library, which I'll show you now in a second. You can see all the different data sheets there that are available, and then access to get in touch with us as well. So that's the product pages, and obviously all of our different products are represented on here. As you can see, there's a whole list of them all here, and they're all well represented. On the resources tab here, I mentioned the resource library. Let's just go there for a quick look for a second. What I like in the resource library is the fact that there's a lot in here. Again, we create a lot of resources, data sheets and webinars and analyst reports and so on. And you can use the little sort of search here to pull up what you're looking for. So put in Dresner there, you'll see some of the different analyst reports that you can get through to as well. The other one under resources here is the demo gallery. So this is quite a regularly requested feature for us. So we now have just launched this demo gallery, and you can see some of our different demos that are all up on here that you can check out. Okay. I won't play any of them just at the moment, but you can have a little look at it. Customer stories. I think you know what that is. Let me show you the customers tab. So we've divided this up into get help and get involved. So the get help covers things like support, downloads, docs, and customer stories. And on support, so we had a few questions about support. So just to be clear, we haven't changed the support site as yet. So it still sits on support.tibco.com. This actually redirects through support.ibi.com. So we haven't tweaked or changed that. Your login and everything is still going to be valid, and all your cases are still going to be there. Are we going to look at that going forward? Yes, we are. We are going to look at it, but it's not happening in this particular release, but we will look at it in what I would call phase 2. The same goes for e-delivery as well. For our e-delivery site, we haven't tweaked and changed that just yet, but it is in our plans. There's obviously the link through to the community, which we're actively working on. And the events page, let me just show you the events page here for a second. So slightly new look to the events page. Here's, for example, you can sign up for the Focus Friday, which is our featured event there. So you can click through and sign up. And so you got virtual events. We also then have in-person events. You've heard Shay talk quite a bit about things like road shows that are happening in 2024. So we will be populating out some of the dates for our road shows on here in the next week to 10 days, hopefully. So people can check it out and obviously be able to sign up for things like Focus Fridays and user groups and so on in here as well. Just move my Zoom bar out of the way. The other thing I'm excited to show you here is the blog. Zoom's getting in the way here. There we go. Is our blog. So we're excited that we now are going to have our own blog on our website. We haven't had that for most of this year. So as you can see, we've put a lot of our published articles up on here that you can go in and you can check out. And all of our newer articles that we publish are going to be arriving up on the blog. So this is definitely a place to bookmark and to come back and check on a regular basis. Another one I want to show you here under the company section here is the IBI story. Now, some of you as customers have been with us for a very, very long time, and some of you maybe are newer customers and may not actually realize that the story in IBI goes back as far as 1975, which is before I was born, which is quite exciting. But you can actually have a little look through here, some of the actual history through the 70s, 80s, 90s, right into 2000s, 2010s, and up to now as well. And you can learn a bit more about some of the different leaders in our business as well and what they're doing. So we're quite proud of this story page, or About Us page. So as I said, we put that together quite recently. Under here, you'll also find some of our most recent press releases and a little bit of overview around partners as well. So I've moved through a lot there fairly quickly. I don't want to labor the point and go over every single page. I know we're pretty tight for time, so I don't want to get too bogged down. But I hope that gave you a little bit of an insight. And if there is a couple of questions, obviously happy to answer any that might be coming through.
Great, awesome, Paul. This looks so good. We are so excited about this. Love the look and feel. You do have just a quick couple of questions, and I believe you did cover them, but maybe just one more time, reiterate in case someone might have missed it. The user guides, they will be moved over to the new IBI.com website. Can you just highlight where that link will be again?
User guides, sorry, some of the resources, is that what you mean? What you mean by that? With data sheets and so on, is it?
I believe so. Deborah, if you can confirm that's what you're looking for. And then while she responds, Gabe was asking that all the demo and resource info looks to be as recent as 9.2. Will that stay across the board, or do we have any of the older versions, any training, any demos from the older versions?
Yeah, we will give you access to a link to that. It won't be published directly on this website. That's most likely you're going to be able to link through that through the new community when we publish that, is how you're going to be able to access a lot of that.
Okay. Hope that answered that, Gabe. And then Deborah was clarifying the PDFs of user guides. So I believe that is the same as a data sheet, correct?
So they'll all be in the resource library. Absolutely. You should be able to access them all there.
So I hope that answered that, Deborah.
For the user guides, if you're, Deborah, if you're talking about the documentation, that's still going to be, that's one of the future looking ones that we're looking to convert in the future. Right now it's docs.tibco.com where you get all that. So Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's one of the.
No, that's correct. So you can see here that it links across, it links through docs.ibi.com. We haven't tweaked or changed it massively as yet, but again, as you say, it's in our phase 2 planning to fully update that.
Awesome. I hope you guys like the new look and feel. I hope it will be a little bit more user friendly, a lot more resources out there for y'all, a lot more access to things that you guys have been asking about. So, you know, as Paul said, we are in the process. This is launching as we speak. So as you guys start to go out there and start playing around, please feel free to provide your feedback to us. Let us know if you guys come across any bugs, something's not working. Definitely reach out to Paul, myself. call attention to it to let us know.
I just want to add one more thing, Shay, just before we move on, just to say we're also going to be updating and giving a fresh new look to our social platforms and our social headers and even our emails and our email headers. So the invites for the user groups and for Focus Fridays and so on. So you will see a fresh new look on those. So watch out for them. That should be literally rolling over in the next week or so.
Yes, good point, Paul. Our new rebranding. Angie, it looks like you have a very interesting question that you want to address that we have gotten through the Q&A.
Yeah, it's a fantastic question. So the question is, could you share with us some background of why IBI is back and retreating from TIBCO? So to give a little bit of context around there, some history. So a couple years ago, IBI was acquired by TIBCO. And when that happened, we started rebranding everything. We became TIBCO WebFOCUS. All of our websites were TIBCO. And we started kind of collecting everything under the TIBCO name. Then this year, we started going back to the IBI brand, IBI name. We went back to IBI WebFOCUS as our product names as well. So the main question is, why are we going back to that? So the shortest answer to that is the IBI brand has always been very strong. And like Paul showed, IBI has been around since 1975. We're a very long-standing brand, a company, everything. So when TIBCO and Citrix merged into becoming Cloud Software Group, the leadership recognized that IBI is a really strong brand on our own. All of our products, all of our customer base is very strong. And so that's why we're bringing that IBI brand back. We're not just going to be clumped under TIBCO. TIBCO has some fantastic products, and we're still going to be working with them very closely, and still you'll still see some integration points with some of those TIBCO products as well. But we really wanted to focus and highlight all the strengths that IBI has and IBI's products overall, with WebFOCUS, the data intelligence products that Santosh was talking about. And yeah, if you want more on that, feel free to reach out, but hopefully that answered your question.
Awesome. Great answer, Angie. Thank you for addressing that. Okay, guys, but we have one more little special treat for you guys. Angie is going to give you guys a little sneak peek into a couple of cool things coming in 2024. So I'm going to turn it over to her. So stick around for a little bit longer. We'd love for you guys to see what's in store. So Angie?
Yeah, let me get sharing again. All right. So I'm going to share. So coming in 2024, before I actually hit the share button, I want to give a little bit of background. So we're working very hard on WebFOCUS release 9.3, which we expect to come in the first half of 2024. In WebFOCUS 9.3, one of the major features that we've been working on is a new UI update to Reportcaster. So Reportcaster has always been one of our strongest, most popular products in the WebFOCUS line overall, all of the scheduling and distribution that you can do with it. And I know there are some customers out there, some of you guys who are running hundreds of thousands of schedules all the time. So you guys use it all the time as well. So I'm going to click share and I'm going to show you what the current Reportcaster UI looks like. So this is what release 9.2 and earlier, this is what it looks like when you're creating a new schedule. So in the schedule here, I can set up my tasks. I've done one here that's just running a simple .fex file, simple chart. When I'm creating my distributions, if I want to do a new distribution, I have to kind of click this small little narrow area and then choose if I want email, FTP, printer, report library to set up my recurrences. Again, I have to click on new and then I can select my recurrences here. So that's what it looks like right now. Most of you are probably familiar with that already. What's it look like in the future? So here, let me just reopen this. So it's going to be directly from the plus menu in the hub, create schedule. And this is the new look of it, the new UI of it. We did it in a dialogue instead of a new window because we want to be able to surface this dialogue in more locations in the future. Right now, it's just going to be in the hub. In the 9.3 release, it'll just be in the hub. But in the future, you may see it coming up in other areas of the product as well. So going back to some of those things that I was just showing. So creating a task. When I can choose from my dropdown a WebFOCUS report. I have all the same options, all the same functionality. We're not losing anything at all going from old design to new design. It's just is a little bit easier to get to the things that I want to get to and want to show, want to access as part of my workflow. So I can select a procedure here, choose some other options, add the task. If I have multiple tasks, I'm just going to put a file one in here, just so I have two of them. I can move these up and down really easily with the arrow buttons. I can duplicate them, delete them. When I go over to distributions, same view, same workflow. You don't have to learn multiple different ways of doing things. It's all consistent, and so it's very easy to know what you want to do, how to get to it. Click on my plus menu and I can choose a distribution method. Email, for example. I have the options here to do distribution lists, dynamic distribution lists, and then recurrence as well. I don't have to click on the second window to get to the recurrences. I can just choose it directly from here. So I can say run once, run it on a specific date or a specific set of dates, or I could do an actual genuine recurrence saying run it every 1 minute, 1 month, 1 year, 1 week. Maybe I only want to run it on Wednesdays and Fridays, and so on. So this is the new UI coming in our next release, 9.3. So please look forward to it in 2024. And hopefully when we do a recap next year, you'll be saying best thing from IBI in 2024 is the new report caster redesign.
Awesome. Thank you, Angie. Let's hope so. Any questions for Angie on that little sneak peek? I'm not sure how much she can answer right now, so we'll see.
I do see one in here of can we still right click on a report and choose schedule from the menu? And yes, that will access the new UI when you do that. When can we expect release 9.3? So as much as I can say right now is first half of next year. And as we get closer to that release date, we'll be sending out some more details. And of course, you can get the announcement when the release comes itself. New RC is great, but what about deferred functionality? Great question. And that deferred UI is another one that I am very anxious and eager to update. I would say it's on our list for sure. We have to kind of prioritize a little bit of what our customers want the most and what they're using the most. So it's on the list for sure, just not quite yet.
Great questions, guys. Thank y'all for being so engaging today. Any other final questions for Angie or Santosh or Paul or myself, just about anything from this year, anything you saw today, any questions you have that we hopefully can answer for next year? If you are thinking of some things right now, just as we're getting ready to close up, just a couple of reminders. So again, guys, we did record the webinar, so you will receive a copy again within 24 hours. It will be posted under the resource section and on the YouTube channel, so be on the lookout for that. What else? Oh, just a quick kind of side note. I am going to be taking a small little break at the start of January. I will be out on maternity leave. I'm expecting my first son in January. So as we kick off the user groups at the first half of 24, you guys may not see me. I'm still around. I'm still here. But my colleague, Hannah Knox, will be filling in for me. So you will probably see her on the virtual user groups, and as well as at least probably the first roadshow, she'll be filling in for me. So just to let you guys know, in case y'all are wondering where I went, I'm still around. I'm just going to take a quick little break as I welcome my baby boy. So with that, oh, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Any other final questions?
So Shay, I think we know what your answer is going to be of what's the best of 2024, right?
It's been a whirlwind of a year for me, for sure. Okay, guys. Well, we will give you back some time in your day. We thank you so much for joining us. Again, guys, just with the utmost grateful hearts, thank y'all for continuing this journey with us through all the ups and downs we've had over the years. Thank you guys for sticking with us and supporting IBI and WebFOCUS. We are super excited to continue this journey. And with all of your support, we are looking forward to great things to come in 2024 and onward. So again, we just thank you. We hope all of you guys have amazing holidays. We look forward to kicking off 24 with a bang, with a lot of great stuff coming. So we hope you guys have a great rest of your year. Have wonderful holidays. If you need anything, we're around, so feel free to reach out to us. Thank you, Angie, Santosh, Paul. Thank you guys for presenting today, and we will talk to you guys soon.